Everybody,
recording.
it's what you've been waiting for since the consummation of the qualifying rounds a week prior. We're back at another beautiful weekend in Quarantineville, USA, being separately represented by Pebs in Dallas, Texas, and Joe in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And this is the inaugural match of the Jack Russell Cup. For realsies now, this is going to count. Okay? So, put the kids to bed, fasten your seatbelts. It's all going to go down, and it's going to be scintillating. We've got our participants all set up. Pebs is picking up Lincoln for some reason. That Lincoln is not allowed to shoot. There are no celeb shots in this, least of all by possible Air Bud imitators. So I'm not really sure what he's doing here. He just knocked over a bunch of his cups. Okay. Joe is, stretching normally, dutifully. Were those empty?
Yeah.
You're supposed to have.
Does he even care?
You're supposed to have beer in those, buddy.
Wow.
That's not up to competition standards because there's no way to regulate your intake.
Other than 2 beers. This is 2 beers.
And you're not even gonna have to drink that whole thing because there's no way Pebs is making all of his cups.
Oh, absolutely not.
That's rude.
Sorry, I should be more impartial as a commentator, but I am speaking from experience, having commentated and participated in the qualifying that again took place last week. So we're all qualified up, and I don't have a coin or anything. Is Joe gonna pull his big boy Joe move and just let Pebs go first?
No. No, he's a pussy.
Pebs can go first.
All right. So as soon as Pebs,
unless he wants me to go first.
No.
I want him to have every advantage he can get.
I'll kick your butt.
Some threats of butt kicking being made. Very interesting.
All right.
Oh, he's already dropping the ball.
No, that was a bounce off the floor on purpose. And he
made
it back. Oh shit, we didn't number these.
It's fine. Back right.
Yeah, you're back right there. Okay. So I keep doing this. I don't know why. I feel like it's
whatever.
Back left. Yeah, I know.
Back left.
It's gonna open my lungs, get me invigorated.
Right. Oh yeah, man! It's such a nice day out. I have all my windows open.
It is cold here, man.
Joe, are you worried about?
It's like 55 here.
Joe, are you worried about a cross breeze possibly coming in and messing with your shot?
No, because I adjust for that. I'm a professional.
Oh, you get paid for this? They're probably paying you too much from the looks of that opening shot.
Yeah, it's not great. And also, I don't know what this tree is doing here.
Oh, he's already blaming the almonds.
Joe misses his first shot, immediately launches into a meltdown.
Where did this tree come from?
That was not a good behind the back.
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
Second cup gets
if we were playing by those rules, I would take my pants off.
Are we not?
Are we? I'd rather not be recorded with my boxers.
Maybe just for the listeners, then, if we're not going to hold you to that standard, so we can comply with YouTube's guidelines, maybe you could just give the folks a visual description of what underwear you're wearing today.
They are Duluth Trading Company boxer briefs.
Okay. Are you a fan of the Duluth Trading Company? I always see them advertised, but I've never actually gone to the trouble of picking any out.
Yeah, there's a time to wear them.
What, like before you put your pants on? Is that generally the time?
Middle.
Which one?
Middle.
Okay, I should commentate this match. So
yeah, you're doing a terrible job, mister. I want to be a sports reporter or sports
I wanted
broadcaster.
to see if we could work in an endorsement of Duluth Trading Company so that maybe we could get a sponsorship. Sorry, I'm a little bit more forward thinking than you guys.
When you're doing a bad job with your only job right now is to commentate. As Joe goes overkill.
For the folks at home, no, that was his first shot. That was his first shot. Even I knew that. You can't nail my balls to the wall if you don't even know what the game's doing.
Damn it! I wanted to go for a ring of death.
Well, an interesting sort of back and forth being established here as both participants have made 2 cups.
Pebs, top right.
I got it. I got it.
One at a time. So you would normally think that if you're feeling more of a rhythm, we'd have a balls back at this point because we've consistently hit, but hasn't really worked out that way. And the score stands at 8-8 as Pebs does his new and improved floor bounce before his first shot. And did that go in? It's at the side of the camera.
It went in.
Okay.
It went in.
Ooh, very close. Again, just can't quite puncture that ceiling. That you know, a little bit.
We got a flying V
of getting into the echelon of
Which one?
greatness.
It's a flying. It's a V.
Wow.
It's a V and it's flying. Did you get that?
I got it.
Flying V.
Joe looking for his response.
bounce
He gives it a
the
little
ball.
lovey tap. No good on
Flying.
that first one. Oh, and
Ooh.
0 for 2 for his first time. He remains slightly trailing Pebs, who this floor bounce thing seems to really be working out for him. And he drains the first. Look at that.
Oh, wait. Oh.
There might just be something to this floor bounce technique, folks. I'm going to have to investigate because it's getting some liveliness on it. I'm seeing the ball drop into the cup with much more vigor than I normally see out of the shot of Richard Mannix. Now, Joe's
normally it's like real reluctant. It's like, oh, fine, I'll get in.
Sorry, it's
Oh.
And Joe comes back and makes one. He can't keep a man down for too long.
No.
But he cannot
Back
complete
right
the
away.
balls
Back
back,
left?
and he remains trailing.
Middle left.
okay.
An interesting game shaping up here as both competitors seem to be in an okay rhythm, but neither separating from the pack. You can never count Joe out, but Pebs the lead is something that we haven't seen in this competition. He could be dangerous.
Has he never been in the lead?
Never.
No.
Wow.
He's not going to
This
stay
is
in the
first
lead if
time.
he keeps shooting like that. Oh, and he gets a traveler on his second cup. What was I saying
Smack that shit so
about
hard.
the liveliness of the ball here, folks? It is positively leaping around and finding new homes where you did not think homes were possible.
They say ball don't lie.
They do. They're usually wrong, but they do say that. And Joe, again, seems to be pulling up a little bit. Most of his misses have gone on the front rim. Not quite getting that extension, that customary wrist flick that we're used to seeing from Mr. Patron.
All right. I'm going to call a nice little island cup in the back corner.
And what island will you be traveling to, sir?
We'll be traveling to the island of Madagascar.
And a little classic Madagascar, the perfect place to start a pandemic.
Oh, not good.
No diggity dice, folks. No island, but he's still got another shot to put
there was some rough weather on that trip.
Put Joe in an even deeper hole. No can do. Pebs comes home
no dice
for his first trip here. Now Joe's really got to make a move. He's in the hole 7-5 right now.
Oh my gosh!
And even a meaty burp cannot clear the gas enough to make a shot. 0 for 2 again.
Ooh, over. I'm gonna call for a nice little re-rack for a zipper.
And we get into the classic re-rack portion now. Peb's not going with his very interesting strategy from qualifying of a house. He's going to the much more commonly accepted zipper.
I feel a little classic right now.
Re-racks always change the game. Can Pebs really put the foot on the gas here? No dice on the first, though he does hit a couple of cups. And he makes the second. 7-4. And the air in the Patron basement is starting to get a little tight. Those molecules are constricting around the throat of Joe Patron. Can he breathe? Not on the first one.
Dibs up on the ball.
Doesn't even want the behind the back. Oh, this is the second.
Cool. No bueno. Super no bueno.
0 for 2. So still 7-4, but I'm not seeing the. I know I've harped on this, but I'm not seeing the usual vigor that I see out of Mr. Patron. Not even chasing down the opportunity for a behind the back shot.
Oh, come on!
And he goes a little bit long this time and rims out barely.
Oh,
Same cup twice in a row.
Oh my
Two
gosh.
identical results.
Dang, Joe, you put any water in those cups?
I might need to add a little more.
Might need to add a little more what?
I don't know. Balls in those cups.
Vigor?
Vigor. Yeah. Apparently I don't have any vigor.
Vigor is the word of the day. I need to see you guys using vigor in your broadcasts as well. Take it from a professional over here.
Fuck.
Man.
And Pebs goes over 2.
He is leaving this door open, and I'm just
with two
running into the wall.
Two fairly poor shots on an easy still zipper rack. He only removed the front, so he's got the 4 offset, and he could not capitalize. But neither can Joe. First one miss.
Oh my
Second
God!
one miss. This is getting difficult to watch, folks. You think of maybe some of the legends who played the game too long, like Willie Mays, Steve Carlton. Might be that Joe is past his prime and he's hanging on. Anyway, while I was talking about that Pebs shot, and he made one. So now we're down.
Oh, which one?
The front.
Front left.
Front left. So now we're down 7-3. We're not even talking about loses here. We're talking about naked lap territory if Joe doesn't start to pick it up a little bit.
It's a bold move, Con. We'll see how it plays out.
And he doesn't on the first one. Behind the back is actually, I would say, arguably more successful than the first shot.
It's looking better than his normal shot.
Oh
and
my
he
God!
finally makes one to at least get it to 6 here.
Back
6
corner?
to 3.
Yeah, back right.
And he's left himself no island opportunity still. So he's at a tough kind of impasse where either he's going to bite the bullet and re-rack before he wants to, or he's going to try to forge ahead when he is walking on thin ice with Pebs. Well, I don't know about that, actually. I'm going to take that back after I just saw that shot.
It just got a little colder.
The ice firmed up a little bit based off those 2 shots. Jesus Christ, bud.
Hey, watch your mouth.
Joe is betrayed again.
Oh my God!
So I know many viewers can see, but that specific set for Joe there, that front 2, they are just angering him constantly. Did you make?
Where did oh, there it is. Did he make one?
Oh no, he hadn't shot yet. He was standing there like.
No, I shot.
He shot one. This is the second shot.
Oh, okay. My turn. Oh,
and he makes another. Folks, we are going to be on gentlemen's when it comes back around to Richard Maddox's turn, and Joe Patron has not even re-racked yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I think most of the Jack Russell pundits.
Move.
I want a big play button.
Scared move.
I think most of the Jack Russell pundits would not have seen this coming.
The streets were hot about Joe me taking run at the title today.
Caesars is absolutely going up in flames right now. They're about to lose their asses with some of the odds that they gave on this game.
What were the odds on this game? Just curious.
Joe, you were going off at about 14-1.
Well, they open
what would that be in plus for Pebs, or like plus minus?
Plus 1,400.
Wow.
Wow. And what are they at right now, Gabe? What are the odds?
Right now,
yeah, live.
They're not too convinced about your ability to close the deal, but they can't argue with the number of cups that are left on the table for each participant. As Joe misses on his first re-racked shot, his hand-picked play button that I think Pebs was right in admitting that it was a little bit of a panic move, and he can't even capitalize on his own panic.
Oh my God!
Boy, of all the beer pong games that Joe wanted to have recorded, this is not one of them. I can tell you that much.
Tough day to be in a Patron household.
But to answer, you're going. Your win is at about plus 600 right now, Pebs.
Ooh.
Or sorry, minus 600 for you.
So what? You shot once, Pebs?
Yeah, and he missed.
Yep, and I shot twice and missed.
Oh God, I don't know if you can actually call those shots. I think his hand vomited and the ball came forward.
Yeah, just a little bit of hand vomit.
Joe misses his first. And finally makes his second to whittle it down to 5-2. Makes one of the front row of that play button, depending on how you want to look at it. I believe it was that one. That's what I thought. So now he's got kind of an inverse flying V left over. He's still got this triangle at the back, which is a nice to shoot on, but the other two wings not so hospitable.
Oh my gosh.
Pebs goes wide right. Pebs Scott Norwoods the hell out of that first one. Joe is doing a wacky inflatable arm flailing tube-man dance. Possibly as a kind of distraction. Maybe it's just a mental exercise to keep himself loose. But either way, Pebs is not capitalizing right now. And Joe has the opportunity to also not capitalize. Look, the frustration is evident, and I cannot blame the man for being frustrated, but this is sort of the atypical behavior that you're seeing from one of the great beer pong players, Joe Patrone, today, as there was no pause in between those two shots. That was the sheer irate behavior of a man who does not know why his cups are not falling. Pebs at least hits one of his cups this time, but it does not go in. Makes contact.
Oh, I was confused what you meant by that.
Yeah, I didn't phrase it great. Sorry, but gets behind the back on his second one, and
oh god,
and the neighbors are furious. It's just punctured a hole in their wall. Joe gets back on the board with his first one.
I can get island, right? Or is this too few cups?
Too few.
Too few?
Doesn't island take
I don't know.
I thought it was just not 3.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll let whatever you guys want to do.
So
we'll play it as it lies.
I say you can play it.
Okay.
So Joe, instead of going for necessarily a balls back, is really trying to double his money here. He makes the first cup on one of the wings and leaves an island behind, and he's going to shoot at that. Joe, where's your island?
My island is where it's always been. It's Avalon, New Jersey.
Okay. Takes his time shot.
Nope.
Not even close. So one could argue that desperate times call for desperate measures, but with Pebs stalling out on this gentleman's rack where he misses the first one, this commentator is not so sure that island call was super necessary. As it is now, Pebs misses both of his, and the score sits at 4-2. But Joe has a very unenviable road ahead of him to get down to those last two to match gentlemen's. He's got a straight line offset sort of in the back, his 3 angling off, and then that one island that he couldn't hit. So this is not a very this is not a shooter's setup here. Aims, but he does it anyway, and he makes that middle one in the back row there. So now we've got 3 individual cups.
Ooh, that felt good.
It felt good, but it didn't have a good result as it missed.
Wow, what a terrible triple to end the game with.
So these are the kinds of decisions that you kind of get forced into when you get behind in a beer pong game, especially one as important as the first round of the Jack Russell Cup. Joe maybe re-racked before he wanted to, and he whittled away at his rack. Pebs misses his first shot. And a second. I knew that was going to happen. I just had to say it. And now he is left in the very, very unenviable position of having to shoot at 3 independent cups just to get one down to get to gentlemen's. No good on the first one. Hits front rim. Second one also hits front rim. Kind of split at it from multiple sides there. So he's in the neighborhood, but you cannot just be in the vicinity with these bad boys. This ain't horseshoes or hand grenades. When you get down to this level, got to be precise. No good for Pebs on the first one. Kind of a formality there. If and when Pebs makes his next cup, it's going to be on the second shot. Like that. Like I said. Like your venerable commentator knows this sport, baby. And Pebs is down to his last cup now. Joe is in some dire straits. I'm not talking about good music. No good on the first. No good on the second. A heartbreaker on the second. I could have maybe put money on it while I was in the air that was going in, but it would not lie. And now Pebs just has one more shot to make to close the door and to seal a very unlikely victory. No good on the first. Oh, Zooey Mama, so close. I could taste the water droplets flecking off from the proximity of the ball, but it just did not quite sit. So the show goes on.
Tough bounce.
Joe's up. No good on the first
Oh!
one.
Wow. What was that?
Boy, we went on Mr. Toad's wild ride there for a second. The ball almost took on a life of its own. And just off the rim on the second one.
I think it did.
Two very interesting bouncy heartbreaks. But still Joe remains at a deficit. Pebs missed the first. And no good on the second. Stands with his hands on his hips and surveys the scene, wondering how he can get across that finish line. Joe's making it very easy with these misses. 0 for 2. He's going to get a behind the back.
Oh, no way.
No. I only take behind the back if it comes over and stays over.
Joe pretending like he has principles. That's cool.
Of the three of us, I think I'm the most principled.
Pebs goes back to the old floor bounce, which served him so well, and it just will not stay down. My God, I thought that first one was signed, sealed, and delivered courtesy of Stevie Wonder, but it turns out I was the one who did it. It's one cut, but it's got to look like the fucking Ironman triathlon to Joe right now. And he finishes it Shane McKenzie style. If he survives to see the next round, he will have gentlemen's, which is markedly better than the situation he had prior to that make. God, the anguish, the deliberation on his face as he witnesses Pebs just absolutely boff that first shot. I think that went off the balcony. And he does!
Woohoo!
Joe Patrone felt it in his bones, that dread that's been creeping ever since he fell behind, and now we're at 2-0. Pebs has completed his course. Can Joe force anything? Can he force a sudden death?
Ooh.
Mine's like slowed down right then. Did he make the second? Okay,
he made for the OT.
He missed the first. He made the second. Now it is down to one ball, one shot, one opportunity, one Eminem 8 Mile climactic scene.
He's got some spaghetti, I know that. So look out.
He does it. He does it.
Oh,
folks.
Wow!
From the very depths of the coroner's office. My God, we are starting off the Jack Russell Cup with a bang. You knew it was going to be great action. You knew it was going to be lively commentary. You knew it was going to be bubbly, effervescent personalities. What you did not know is that you were going to get sudden death in the very first match. Dear Barbara, this is good stuff. Are we not doing the kind where it's got the fourth cup on top?
No.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I've never played like that.
I hate that.
I have before. It sucks. It's terrible.
It's like actually the worst. It's actually the worst.
Because you make like 4 or 5 shots in the outer cups still, just because like they're easier, but it doesn't count until you make the top one.
And you can't not.
Yeah, it's like the dumbest.
It's really. I don't know who came up with it. It's very stupid.
All right, so who goes
very dumb.
But I would have gone along with it. Yeah, it's still Pebs' turn. Flips back. So the field has reset. Somewhat traditional sudden death here. We've got 3 cups. Who can make them first? Get that floor bounce back going. Pebs makes his first shot. Not deterred. Not on the second, but he gets on the board right away. That's encouraging to see from the young Mannix, who could be forgiven for being a little rattled by being pushed back into action after thinking he had it won. Joe responds right away with his own back left.
Nope.
And no good on the second.
Joseph, are we do gentlemen's on the OT? I want to clarify.
I don't think so.
No re-racks in OT.
Okay.
That's
no, I meant gentlemen's with that.
That's gentlemen's is still a re-rack.
Again. I wanted to clarify.
Oh, wow. The human drama, the sheer heart palpitations that result from watching or playing, experiencing. 2-2, Pebs misses the first and the second. So Joe's firmly in the driver's seat right now. When we get down to this small of cups and this level of magic, anything can happen. He's got 2 balls, 2 shots. He could wipe Pebs out right now.
Elbows.
No good on the first. Pebs is calling elbows. You hear him? Joe hears the haters but ignores them and is rewarded with a miss. So after that hot opening round, stays cold, still at 2-2. I think Pebs is checking his heart rate on his Apple Watch, make sure that he's in acceptable levels. No good on the first.
I'm going to be honest, that didn't look good.
He's going to take him behind the back, and that's also not close. Oh, God. Yep. And a better shot on the second, but still no bananas.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm not sure that ball is still in the same zip code it started.
Yeah, it crossed over. I think it crossed state lines too, Gabe.
I'm not feeling it right now.
Joe Patron, maybe just a little sheer honesty, maybe a little gamesmanship in the thick of an overtime battle, announces that he's not feeling it. Oh, and Pebs, after a poor first shot, is almost rewarded by making a nice adjustment, but just can't quite get it to lie. Still 2-2. The not feeling it man misses his first. And we're going to have to find Mr. Krabs and see if we can get some feeling back into him, because he does look a little out of sorts right now. This is anybody's ball game, and I've seen crazy things happen in Pong. But of the 2 competitors, I will say Pebs looks a little bit more composed right now. He's playing with house money. He's not even supposed to be here. Misses the first. And barely misses the second. Again, that theme of the adjustments just not quite paying off. Pebs would probably be better suited to make a decent shot on the first attempt. And the feeling returns with a first cut make. He could slam the door very hard on Pebs' dick here, and he does not.
On Pebs' dick. It's really mean.
I would never do that to him.
Well, not on purpose, but, if Pebs just walking around with a big old dick out.
Oh, thanks.
Just getting caught indoors and stuff. Look, I know the struggle. It's my everyday life. No good on the first one.
Talking about everyday struggles.
Yeah. And no good on the second.
Mm.
So after an eon of chipping away and getting closer and closer, the man who has never led has a shot to win it right now. He misses the first and the second. Now he's getting
both. Yikes.
Careful viewers will notice he's getting in lots of very good preening shots, leaning on the table with his triceps nice and flexed. But I think that might be hurting him, actually, because he's going long on a lot of these shots. Did that travel?
It went in.
Oh, it went in. Ooh, and Pebs wanted that one. You could see by the tension in the sweat. He really wanted to take advantage of that. Couldn't quite do it, but he has leveled it again, 1-1. Joe just a whisker long. And then a whisker short. Can't find the middle point. Can't split the whisker right down the middle to close it out. And now it's back on Pebs. Boy, this roller coaster of a game, of a match. Not even going to comment on how bad that was. Oh, if you ever believed in the existence of a just and loving God, that shot will make you question it. Joe misses the first. God, if we had our production team really up and running right now, I would be running that replay on a loop, because I have never seen a shot come so close to making and not go in. just a touch long from the Mannix. And then another miss. And this, hey, if you thought it was tight before, this is the last cup in sudden death. Oh, Joe gets another similar betrayal. And then can't quite get that second one in.
Good.
Joe's elbow, frankly, viewers, is looking a little tired right now. Peb's elbow can't look tired. He's like R.A. Dickey. He's just throwing junk anyway. You like the R.A. Dickey reference, Pebs?
Yeah, I do.
Ooh. Ooh.
A lot of leaning from Joseph.
You say leaning?
Ooh. I'm going to be all sound effects from here on out. Just so that, and I'm going to convey it that way.
Oh my God, I'm.
Ooh.
Pep shoot both?
No, he just shot one.
No.
Still got the
That
chance
wasn't
to
a
put.
sound effect.
You wanted me to answer your question with a sound effect?
Yeah.
Folks, this is
I don't think this cup's ever gonna be made.
Folks, this is a long game, and you might be thinking by my silences that maybe I'm bored. I'm not bored. I'm enthralled, and I want to make it very clear that I'm not like Joe Patrone, who spent most of his commentary time bitching about how long the game is taking. Because I got some mustache in my mouth. I am over the moon with this
it's not growing
contest.
on your chin.
You should be too.
Or anywhere else on his face that's like a normal person.
Apparently it's just growing on his tongue.
Yep.
Joe, did you shoot?
Oh, no, sorry. I thought you had one left.
No.
Nope.
A little extra pose time never hurt anybody. Ooh, yeah. Pebs makes this first. Now, by law, he can blow it up and have no room for rebuttal here, and just not quite.
Did you see that, though?
Yeah, it got bounced out by the ball.
By the ball that was already in there.
Truly unfortunate twist.
Oh, come on! Are you kidding?
And the rebuttal shot goes down immediately. Folks, this is what I like to call the Oakwood paradox based off of where I play my pickup basketball. When you're shooting to be the last one in and you are missing and missing and the other people are missing and missing, the first time somebody makes it, it's by law almost that their next shot is
do I even bother with the second?
Well, if you make the second, then you win.
No.
And so we go to I guess I was wrong calling it sudden death because it's just overtime. Because sudden death would have ended.
You want to go sudden death now, Joe?
What's sudden death?
1 cup?
1 cup.
Let's just no redemption on this one.
Hmm?
Still a triangle, but just no redemption.
All right.
Okay.
The call on the field is accepted by all parties. Our second overtime is going to be a same setup with our classic small triangle, but there will be no redemption, no rebuttals. Whoever nails that third cup first is going to be declared the victor.
It's also brought to you by beer.
It is.
We all drink it.
You know, this contest has invigorated me to the point where now I'm actually starting to warm up again to the concept of beer. And in fact, we'll be looking forward to drinking some beer shortly. Oh God. And, the fatigue is setting in. I'm going to be honest. Mental, physical, you're using the same muscles over and over. You've gone through the roller coasters of thinking you've got it won, you've got it lost. Pebs is showing it, and he goes 0 for 2. Meanwhile, Joe goes 2 for 2 to open, and he gets balls
They go
back
for 3. They both win?
with a chance to slam that dick door right here.
Be mean.
He's got 2 shots at it, too. No good on the first. No good on the second. So Pebs is still clinging by a thread here, but one has to believe that he's got to get balls back on this, or else it's going to be sayonara for our little baby.
That's not good.
No good on the first.
That's
no
really not good
on the second. Oh boy, it is a world of hurt for Richard Mannix right now. And though we live on the Bender Street, Joe Patrone is getting closer to Easy Street, though he missed by a mile on that first one. Jesus. Ooh. Just barely. Just barely hit the front. Just barely. Just ticked it. Just nicked it. Just dicked it.
What did you get? I couldn't tell. He won it?
I can't even tell where you. Okay.
Where'd you go?
Yeah. Richard Mannix.
I was searching for
very
the ball.
conspicuously left frame for a while. Comes back in to do what he does best and clanks a shot. And makes the second. So he's down to 2, but.
Back right, Pebs?
Yeah.
But as stated, Joe Patrone can end this shit at any time because there is no getting back. Oh, he wanted it. Kind of coming back.
No.
Joe's
that would have been snatched.
I thought he was taking it. And he makes his final cup on the second shot. And by the rules laid down at the start of this overtime round, that means a defeat, a tragic, gut-wrenching, classically humiliating and awful defeat for Richard Mannix, who cannot even bring himself to shake his opponent's hand right now.
I didn't see, sorry.
Wow. So
yeah, I definitely don't want to go next.
All right, I'll go against Pebs.
So Gabe, if you're ready to play.
But well, we've got to do our post-game interviews, sir, if we don't mind.
Oh, my apologies. Hold on. Let me get down to the field.
I know
He's
it's
busy
tough
big
as a
timing
winner.
you.
You got a lot of media requests and stuff. All right, Joe. Wins a win. Congratulations on getting yourself in the books here on the first game. Now, as winner, you kind of get the privilege afterwards of choosing whether or not you want to play next, what you want to do. You immediately chose to sit out, so you will not be playing in the next game. What's the thought process behind that? Are you just a little fried after a match of that duration? Is there something that you need to do to get your head back into space? What's going on?
So it's interesting. Right when I sat down, I had a change of heart, and I will be playing the next game against Gabriel Osler.
Okay, wow. Incredible breaking. Hey, can you put that on the – change the graphic. Change the – okay.
On the ticker.
All right,
Get it on the ticker.
We got it on the ticker. Okay. So same question still applies, though. You had a change of heart. What led to the change of heart? How do you feel going into this next match? Do you feel like you have momentum, or are you going to be making big changes?
Yeah, no, I think I finally got my groove, which I was really struggling to find throughout the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
When the shots needed to be made, I made them. But it was those shots in between that I was struggling with. And so I think if I sit out now, it's, I'm going to have the same problem when I come back. So rather I push through, see if I really have that, if I really have that rhythm down, and hopefully I do.
And so, I mean, this was a come from behind the whole way. You did not lead basically at any point in the main game. And then you took your first lead in overtime. Talk to me about the element of doubt, when you said, I don't have it. How much did you think it was a done deal that you were not going to come back? Was there always a sliver there? What was the real headspace like?
Well, so I know my opponent, and my opponent doesn't do well when the spotlight's on him. And when he was in the lead like that, the spotlight was certainly on him.
It was bright.
And I was down, I think, 7-4.
Uh-huh.
And that was the worst differential. But and so I kind of figured, if I lose, I still have 3 more games to play, but not counting myself out either. So I just kept pushing along, kept relying on the fundamentals, and ultimately it paid off.
All right. Well, we'll let you get you back to your preparations for this next match here. Thanks for your time, Joe. Richard.
Thank you, Gabe.
As you understandably take a nice heavy slug to kind of try and wash some of that away. You know, I'm not here to gloat or to rub anything in. Just, you know, want to give you your time to speak on that. Did you feel like there's anything you could have done to close the door a little bit more effectively? And what's your mentality about for bouncing back in your next match?
Well, you know, it comes down to execution. You know, I obviously had a lead early in the opening match in regulation. Didn't quite close the door quick enough. Left the door open for a while for Joe to claw his way back in. And, you know, was hitting cups, you know, sometimes it doesn't go your way. I mean, got it into OT, survived OT, and then double OT took me down. It's just a bad break. But, you know, I'm going to carry this positive energy, making cups, getting used to the playing field, and we'll be good in the next round.
Okay. And I do want to ask, because I know that the social media has been exploding, the new ball bounce on the floor technique seemed to serve you pretty well. Is that a recent innovation? Is that something you're going to be sticking with?
You know, it's always trying to find new rhythms, things to get in your head, get a good psyche going. And, you know, that was working today, and we'll see if it continues. But for now, that's what I'm going to be going with, getting that right headspace, get the blood flowing.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, and we wish you better luck in your next match.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.